So to deviate a little bit from Transformers, but it does fall within the same continuity and family of toys because of Tonka getting bought out by Hasbro and everything. Uh, Machine Robo, and more specifically their modern interpretation Action Toys Machine Robo toys, which I like to call the classic slash masterpiece official line of Machine Robo figures, uh, just revealed on their Facebook page, Action Toys' Facebook page in Japan, their two latest releases. And anyone who was a GoBot collector back in the day are very familiar with these two characters because, especially one of them, was probably one of the most common GoBot toy ever. We have Action Toys, Machine Robo, Shuttle-Robo, and Missile Tanker Robo, better known as in the GoBots line as Spay-C and Blaster. Not that Blaster, the other Blaster. So these are again classic slash masterpiece interpretations of those original characters, and they look absolutely spectacular. And anyone who has been following my Twitter, I posted an image of these and compared them to their old GoBot slash Machine Robo releases from back in the 80s to just show the evolution of engineering that has gone from the old 600 series GoBot toys to these like high end collectible Action Toys releases, and
Yeah,
they look
like
spectacular.
the robot modes look amazing. They give off this early third party deluxe aesthetic. I find they go for
Yeah,
like
well, for people that aren't familiar, size-wise, they're more or less like a deluxe. Some of them are a little larger than a deluxe,
mm,
but on average, they are deluxes. But the articulation and
yeah.
engineering is through the roof for what you get. Of course, that being said, the average price for these range between $50 to $80 depending on character and what is in it. There's no set price point because obviously some characters come with more weapons and pieces than others.
Hmm.
In the case of Blaster, I mean he comes with his two little missiles that you could put on the arms to really match like the old GoBot toy or the old Machine Robo toy. But he
Right.
also comes with extra guns and everything, and he just looks spectacular. But then the flip side of that is also the Spay-C slash Shuttle-Robo looks just as amazing again. And the old Spay-C toy back in the day didn't come with any weapons. It was just a straight up just transforming character, but yet this one here comes with
With an M16 basically.
yeah, with
Like
some
robot M16. I was like looking at it and I was like, "Wait, what?
yeah, it's like a
This looks spot on, you know?"
no, they look great. They look absolutely great, and it's just I'm so excited about these because Machine Robo is one of those lines that doesn't get a lot of attention, and
Hmm.
through the years from Bandai's side of things, in order to keep it alive, it's really had to evolve in different ways
Yeah.
to just be relevant, where it became kind of a Lego build a figure kind of
Oh
line.
yeah, yeah. I
At
still
one
kind of wanted to get that
Oh no, those are great. The
the
Mugen,
the
the
oh, what
Machine
was it
Robo
called?
Mugen Bind stuff is amazing, but it's also
The
it's
police
a
one. The
yeah,
police
the
one I wanted
police
to
one
get,
is
but oh well.
great. Oh yeah,
Can't get it.
I love those though. But that
um
being said, even though
mm,
they're cool for what they are, it is a big departure from what the core of the line used to be. So
yeah.
this is something that's really great that it really goes back not only to what Machine Robo used to be in terms of its engineering, but
Yeah.
it goes back and just does what Hasbro and Takara is doing with Masterpiece, but doing that for their Machine Robo line. We're going like, hey, you really
Which
like
is
these characters? We're going to give you show accurate modern interpretations.
which I kind of feel is kind of apt in the sense of where Transformers were these big toys, and then the Machine Robos were fitting into this little matchbox. So now, like we do the Masterpiece version where the Transformers toys are all the same. The Masterpiece Transformers are all the same scale, and then these guys are like kind of a little bit bigger than the Matchbox. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like it
Oh
kind of
yeah.
keeps that same kind of style like that they
Oh
had
yeah,
back in the
totally.
day.
Well, and that's yeah. What's cool with that too is that you are correct. Is that a majority of these figures fall into like they all display together very uniformly.
Yeah.
There's not big and small and crazy. There is planned in the future for some of the larger characters will get larger releases, but thus far all the more or less 600 series guys, and if you look at some of these photos, I'll post some of them obviously for the Facebook, excuse me, for the YouTube video. But you'll see with some of these photos, if you look in the background, you will see a lot of the previous releases in Leader One and Tank and Cement Head and excuse me Blockhead. I'm calling them obviously by the GoBot names, but Jet Robo,
Yeah.
Tank Robo, Cement Robo, very simple names over there. But
Something I kind of wanted to point out was that what's interesting, I think, when I look at Shuttle-Robo, Spay-C, I feel like his aesthetic in robot mode reminds me of Fans Project Explorer a little bit here and there.
I
I don't
wouldn't
know
be
why.
surprised. I would not be surprised. A lot, the company, the design company for Bandai is a
Hmm.
company called Plex, and a
Right.
lot of those guys, while some of them are Japanese, a lot of them also are based in China. So I would not be surprised. It's the crazy thing is that's a rabbit hole that none of us will ever be able to comprehend of who is really, you know,
Working on what?
who's really PMing who when all these designs are going down. Like I would not be surprised if the guy who worked on Fans Projects Explorer is in good talks with the guys who work at Plex.
I don't know.
Like
I get that vibe with him for I think the legs like they're not as chunky as Explorer, Fans Project Explorer, but like they're more svelte. But I still kind of feel that vibe personally. But
oh yeah.
that's just me. I
I,
like it. I really like how it looks.
Oh, these 100 200% are purchases for me. And what makes me excited is that the images that they posted on the Facebook page
Mm.
said August 2017, even though this was breaking news and it's September.
Yeah.
So it makes me kind of happy that maybe I'm going to be going into TFCon and seeing these hopefully on maybe
Mm.
some of the Japanese guys' tables, and they're going to be a purchase right away, 100%. Like
And
I love this line. Obviously, some people have different mileage when it comes to Machine Robo and GoBots, but me, I have a absolute love for this line, and there's a lot of stuff that's coming out in terms of product from Hasbro and Takara, and a lot of it doesn't resonate with me. There's certain stuff from Titans Returns that are just like, I don't need to buy another Leader class Starscream, and that's just it. If I don't buy another Leader class Starscream for 59.99 or whatever, I could put that 59.99 towards one of these guys, and I
yeah.
know I'll be a lot more satisfied. So there's a lot of that, and this is something I'm really behind. Anyone who's ever picked up any of these, like go back. There's about 8 of these releases at the moment, and go back and check out some of them. There's some really good releases. I really like the Leader one. I really like the Tank. I can't wait till they do Jet, which was known as Fightor. I can't wait till when they do Triple Jim, which was like one of the first triple changers. He was
Oh
really
yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah.
Like I can't wait until they go and do some of the really classic characters from Machine Robo, and it'll be great. And Screwhead, also known as Drill Robo, like there's so many. So I can't wait.
I
Can't
think
wait. These guys are awesome.
something I wanted to point out it for Missile Tank Robo was I don't know the alt mode. It reminds me of like a retro future Thunderbird vehicle.
Oh yeah, it well, a lot of those like military-esque kind of Machine Robo,
Mm.
like it's funny. Machine Robo, when you look at their like or GoBots, when you look at their original line, you had stuff that was either like super slavishly a licensed vehicle
Yeah.
or something totally out of sci-fi left field.
Hmm.
Like Tank Robo, which was known as Tank in America, some kind of very futuristic-y, like you just mentioned, like something out of
Thunderbird.
Mugenbein,
Oh, okay,
or
okay.
or something out of I'm trying to think of Dolgram, like all these like weird '80s kind of mecha series where they would have all,
Aesthetics.
yeah, like they all had, again, because they were all grounded in the '80s and probably inspired by that kind of stuff, or
Yeah.
Ingram, or trying to think of some other ones, but just a lot of that very Bandai kind of Poppy, which was another company during the '80s that was doing a lot of robot stuff in Japan. Poppy,
Hmm.
a lot of a very similar kind of look, and so Tank kind of had that. I'm trying to think of a few others. I'd have to pull out my a really good book that for any Machine Robo or GoBot fan, Machine Robo Gear.
Mm.
If you could get that, it's a really good
Is that
really good.
another like?
It's like a Generations esque kind of book.
Hmm.
And what's really cool about it is, excuse me, not Machine Robo Gear, Machine Robo Wedge was called. And what's cool about it, it was from the same creators of Transformers Generations. So
Right.
it has that same kind of creative style, and it's a really good reference book for everything. And what's cool about it is that
Ah.
not only does it have everything Japanese, it has everything American too,
Oh wow.
and it has all the modern stuff. So all the Mugenbein stuff, nothing is left out of that book. So
Nice.
suggest that too. But yeah, I
There
dig
was
this. I'm really
there was
behind
something
it.
there's something else
Purchase.
I wanted to point out.
Yes.
I noticed that in the main picture that tells you when it's supposed to be released, August 2017, or maybe that's when it was announced. Who knows?
Possibly.
I noticed that Missile Tank, all of his eyes, his kneecaps, and his toes, they all light up.
I hope that's not
Like
like because
like
it made I
I don't think that's an actual thing because I don't see any light source or anything. But I think they might be reflective because when I look at the other pictures, they look like reflective red pieces. They don't look like painted over. You know what I mean?
I want to believe it's just a it's just how the photo's being done
Yeah, I think they photoshopped it to make it pop like
to
that.
make it look dynamic. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they actually have a lighting source on it because you would kind of tell and it look
Well,
really
I
weird.
could understand if they did like a light piping gimmick for the eyes of the robot head, although
Yeah,
it doesn't look like there's light piping at all
no,
because we have a few photos of the back of his head, mostly because of the transformation, and there is no sign of light piping in the back. But those knees and his feet there's no sign of anything like that. They
yeah.
almost look like basic painted red plastic. So I think it's more just to look dynamic. So if you see images where it looks like the head and feet light up, I don't think that's the case.
Okay, yeah,
Also, I think
I'm looking at the closer pictures, and yeah, it does look like it's painted.
yeah. So I think it's more just for the
Maybe not the
advertising.
kneecaps though.
Also, it would add a lot of cost to it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I look back at Masterpiece Optimus Primal or Beast Convoy, and he has a light up eye gimmick, and that really added a lot to the value, despite the fact that I don't want to say he's one of the shortest Masterpiece toys because Bumblebee will always have that distinction, but he's definitely like in like the top five for sure.
Right, right.
So, but yet he still was $100. So the light piping definitely not light piping the light up eyes definitely added to the value. So I don't think in this case where they're trying to go for a very uniformic price point, I don't think they would add something like that. It's just more just for promotion.
Right.